yourself a day off and leave the heavy lifting to Maid. Maid has provided reliable and quality home cleaning services to New Mexico homes for decades. And today I am joined by Kimberly Funk, owner of the Maid located on Carlisle Boulevard. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
It's so great to have you in your pink.
And you in your pink. And I heard you saying Think Pink, which is actually a trademarked marketing slogan for Maid.
And I did not know that. I swear I did not know that. I've been saying it all day. So see? Again, it's all in the mind. So think pink, because that's for Maid. And I'll tell you what, it's a big deal to open your home up to strangers. It's something a lot of us think about, and it can be somewhat unnerving. So what is the first step when we search for somebody who's going to be trustworthy and a good cleaning service for us?
Well, you know, I always tell folks that there's pros and cons to individuals and companies, and that's one of the big things. Companies do carry insurances. It protects you, the homeowner. They are supposed to be bonding their employees, which means they're running thorough background checks. So their employees are showing up on the grid. They are paying into the system, and you know, the company knows a little bit about them versus somebody you just hire from a classified ad and you know nothing about them.
Well, that's comforting to know, and actually that goes kind of to speak to the question I was going to ask you, which is what is the biggest difference between hiring a larger company versus maybe just independents?
Well, obviously the larger companies are collecting and paying in payroll taxes, which is huge, because if you hire an independent, you become the employer.
Exactly.
So not only are you paying the taxes, but you know, you're taking the liability if there's any injury in your home, any damage in your home.
Okay.
Really, it's just the peace of mind of having somebody else be the employer, the heavy. You don't have to micromanage and be part of the process.
That's a great point. And that really does make you feel at ease, and it is comforting. And I think that if we know who you're hiring, that's also comforting. So who do you guys actually hire to do our homes? How does that work?
Well, you know, all of the cleaning companies, you know, feed into the same employee base, but you know, I don't necessarily agree that I want to hire somebody that's worked at another cleaning company. I would rather hire somebody that has a great work ethic, and I would rather train them to clean. So we actually have our franchise, particularly, we do a very big employee retention program.
Oh, that's great. So there's a lot of incentive for them.
There are. Over half of our employees have been with us between a year and 4 years, and we're only in 5 years of business, our particular franchise.
Wow. And there's a lot of people out there who are doing this for no pay. So, you know, if you're looking for a career right now, I mean, it's certainly a great way to go. If you're great at cleaning and you're interested in that, it's a great option on that end of it as well. Absolutely. As for our end that wants to hire somebody who, you know, who will come in and clean. And I want to understand just kind of a little bit about how the relationship works between not only you and the people that work for you, but also between the customers and the people that work for them.
You know, and I think that's a really big difference. A lot of people think franchise, which Maid is a franchise, and they think, you know, impersonal, not local. You know, every franchise is independently owned. Jack and I live in our community. You know, we know that we're going to see our customers at the grocery store, at the soccer fields, you know, wherever it is.
And Jack is your husband.
Jack is my husband, and you'll see him in a little bit.
Yes.
And it's really important to us that our customers know us, that they know we're part of our business, that we are there for problem solving, to talk to them, whatever it may be.
That's so important. That's a great point you bring up, because I think that is one of the reasons people often lean toward independence, is because of the relationship they establish with the person that's working. But you also have the customer retention program.
Yes.
So what is that all about? You
know, so often than not, I think businesses take for granted their customer base. And really, we want to thank our customers. We want to make sure that they know us, that they can we can customize anything. We rather say yes to something and find a solution. We're there for everything they need. I mean, we have so many friendships with our customers, you know, a business friendship.
Sure.
I think it's reassuring to them, because it's a trust thing. Who do you let into your home?
Yes, and do they have to have, you know, a certain amount of times that they have somebody come in? Is it based on any time they want, or is it just every other week, or how does that work?
It's customizable. Every time. I mean, people see us one time, a couple times a year. Most people like to have a frequency program, so we can maintain and keep your home clean.
That's great. That's great. And what about the products? I mean, that's something I always wonder. Do I need to supply all the products, or do you guys bring all your products?
Well, that's the advantage of a cleaning company. We do supply all the equipment and supplies. We just went green with our product line a couple years ago. But we can use yours also. I mean, a lot of times people have allergies or
Right.
preferences. So it's
But you bring the vacuums.
We bring the vacuums.
I love that, 'cause
vacuum
I hate my
bands,
vacuum.
vacuum bags.
See, that's great. And that's you know, that's another bonus as far as I'm concerned that you do that. And I also want to mention the fact that that you do. What you do is you establish relationships with people,
Yes.
and that you give them the option to do things the way they want them.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what makes you guys stand out, and it makes it very special. And I appreciate that. And I also want to let everybody know that you service selected areas.
Yes, there
So
are
let's talk about
multiple
those.
Molly Maid franchises in the metro. We service a large portion of northeast and northwest Albuquerque,
Okay.
all of Placitas, Algodones, and the East Mountains.
Wow, so that's a lot of areas.
A large geographic territory.
Yes. Well, let's let our viewers know exactly how they can reach you, because we know they will want to, especially after these long holiday weekends. A lot of people's houses are a mess.
You know, we can be reached at 384-6134 or mollymaid.com. We are at Carlisle and Montgomery, and we are open Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment.
Perfect. That's great. I love to hear that. And how long in advance do they need to make an appointment? Just so
You know, we can do same-day cleanings.
Good. Very
Yes.
good. And do we have to clean our house before you get there?
No. You don't need to clean for the cleaning people.
See, I think that's a bad habit that I have always had. And then people say, well, what are you doing? Why are you spending so much time? But, you know, I want the house to look good. And then I think, well, that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
That's what we're there for.
I love it. Well, in addition to owning and operating Molly Maid, Kimberly and her husband, who she just mentioned, Jack, they support People's Anti-Cruelty Association, and it's a no-kill animal rescue organization. And after the break, Jack and Gaucho will join us on the couch to tell us about PACA and their efforts to match homeless pets with new families.